Parliament has given Mkhwanazi a green light to arrest General Sibiya and everyone involved. And Parliament, during the debate, they came up with a very interesting, very interesting thing, right? So they are saying, nope, there is no way we will stop Mkhwanazi from arresting these people. Despite all the commissions and everything that is happening in between, Mkhwanazi's work must continue. Now, speaking about Mkhwanazi's work, General Sibiya is complaining that Mkhwanazi is running a parallel investigation. Remember what Parliament said? Parliament said, no, Mkhwanazi must continue. So already then you have Sibiya that is complaining that, no, why is Mkhwanazi trying to access the docket in there? Why is running a parallel investigation, right? He complained about that. I will give you a video about that. 3, there's an advocate working in court that says, no, there are things that does not require inquiry, things that were said by General Mkhwanazi that really doesn't require an inquiry, right? 4, there's a former Western, former Cape Western police commissioner. He stands behind Mkhwanazi fully and exposes these commissions and say this commission thing, it does not work. Now let's go back to Shadrack Sibiya. There's a game that Shadrack Sibiya is playing, but I'm gonna tell you where he missed the point, and now the game is not effective. He's going around apologizing and doing that thing. That game, it's not going to work, and I'm gonna tell you why that game is not going to work. Now let me take you into MK Party when they are saying they've came up with this point that no, Mkhwanazi must continue. Very interesting point. EFF. Now, but they came up with something very interesting, that Mkhwanazi should continue arresting people. They should not wait, right? So let's start with this thing that was released by City Press. City Press says, very interesting according to City Press, right? They are saying, former Minister Police Pegicele, known as the General, the former minister has deep affection from the for the SAPS service, and those close to him allege that he was unhappy to be removed as a minister. Though Cele may have left his post, he remained entrenched within the police politics. Cele was instrumental in appointing National Police Commissioner General Fanema Semola after he had fallen out with his predecessor Kehla Stole, right? Fanema Semola, they are saying Fanema Semola's alleged proximity to Cele has placed him on odds with the police minister Sibiya Mchunu, whom sources accused of reporting to Cele long after the former minister left the office. Mchunu allegedly feels undermined by Masemola, whom he sees as his predecessor's confidant. Right, the minister said to be close to Masemola deeply. The minister said to be close to Masemola's deputy Shadrack Sibiya, and that I think I understand. I saw that they were close. Sibiya Mchunu, who's this one? They were close. It was 3 of them. But we're going to get into this one. Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi's relationship with Masemola has been strengthened by the National Commissioner's stance on protecting political killing task team, the unit set up during Cele's tenure to investigate political killing, many of which are in KwaZulu-Natal. Mkhwanazi is the convener of the task team, which has faced several allegations, including claim that some members were involved in killings which they are supposed to prevent. He denies all the allegations. Instead, Mkhwanazi told the media last Sunday that the unit was doing great, right? And then they say the last one is Khumalo. Khumalo, who faces allegation of fraud, corruption, is a former head of political killing task team. Sources in the police circle says he is very close to Mkhwanazi and Masemola. Khumalo has allegedly refused to report to Sibiya, who, according to the organizational structure, he is a line manager. Mkhwanazi report directly to Masemola, a move that has left Sibiya allegedly feeling undermined. That is according to a city press, right? It's a very interesting episode. So allow me to take you into this chain. Now, the second phase of this, right, is the following. Minister Sibiya Mchunu replaced Tele and has allegedly been trying to gain full control of the South African Police Service. He has already been trying to unwind Tele's work, but often faces resistance from Masemola. Sources close to the minister told City Press that just like his predecessor, he wants to have a police commissioner of his choice. He allegedly feels undermined by Masemola, who has already failed to discipline Mkhwanazi, who has publicly, let me leave that, General Sibiya. General Sibiya, Sibiya is thought to be replacement for Masemola, who faces propped into unlawful purchase of properties by Crime Intelligence Unit. Documents seen by City Press revealed that Masemola approved the transaction, which under normal circumstances will fall under the mandate of the Department of Public Works. Then there is counterintelligence head Faroz Khan. Khan is a seasoned police officer and was a bodyguard for former President Nelson Mandela. He joined Mchunu's camp by association with Sibiya following his prolonged fight with Khumalo, who had attempted to fire him. Sources close to Khan, who defeated Khumalo in court, said recently refused to take up the acting crime intelligence head position, accusing Khumalo of causing too much of mess to fix. You see, okay, it's a very interesting episode. The information that I've just shared now, it's a very long information. But now let me now dive deep into the issue of Mkhwanazi being given the green light to arrest Sibiya. Now, we will start with the support. Let's start with Parliament, right? Parliament have reported the following, the legal team that works in Parliament, in fact, there's a legal team that works in Parliament, and there's Sibiya that says, the local General Mkhwanazi should not be running a parallel investigation. So it is okay for us to start with General Sibiya first, when he says that Mkhwanazi is running a parallel investigation. Here,
suggesting that the SAPS is doing its own investigation while this inquiry also begins to do its work?
Well, there's a team that came from KZ and that is attempting to reach certain dockets and also obtaining statements. This is tantamount to a parallel investigation. Irrespective of the fact that the president pronounced a commission that should be headed by a judge. Why go out of your way and conduct a parallel investigation when the president has made a pronouncement? Mm-hmm. So we can't act with impunity and we can't do things outside that what the president has pronounced. We must all act with the strictest discipline and with restraint.
Yeah.
So this thing, it does not give Sibiya a peace. The fact that there is already an investigation against him and the fact that they are accessing those documents, he's calling it a parallel investigation. And I sat there and I said to myself, wait a minute. What is in those documents? Has there been a change of information or statement? Because if that's the case, if Sibiya is afraid of that, then Sibiya will be charged for defeating the ends of justice if there is information that is not there on those dockets and the team know that there is supposed to be this and this and this information. 1. Two, he labeled it as parallel investigation. But let's look into Parliament. Speaking about that, the legal team in Parliament, they are saying some of this allegation does not even need, or Mkhwanazi is not even supposed to do some inquiry. Just do your work. It is not me, it is the Parliament here.
You will agree with me, Chairperson, that there are issues which General Mkhwanazi has raised, which of course, in our opinion, as legal services, do not require a formal inquiry in order for those issues to be addressed. One of which, Chairperson, is the issue of the status of the political killings task team. You will recall, Chairperson, that Honorable Mkhwanazi told the nation that there was a letter from Minister Mchunu, which of course had directives about closing the task team itself. But of course, General Mkhwanazi told us that given the fact that that instruction did not come from the National Commissioner, the work of that commission is still continuing. We also know, Chairperson, that there's about 121 case dockets that were allegedly taken away from this political killings task team to Mr. Sibiya's office by the minister. We are told that 5 of these dockets had instructions to arrest the perpetrators. All I'm trying to demonstrate, Chairperson, is that for this information, for Parliament to ask what is the status of these 121 dockets, I don't think this requires a formal inquiry, Chairperson.
So it seems and it looks like, from a distance, looking at these two facts, it looks like Mkhwanazi is doing a good job to continue the work. Right now, he's trying to access those documents. It looks like he's doing a great job that is displeasing to Sibiya. I'm wondering, hey, who said Mkhwanazi shouldn't be doing investigation anyway? I'm wondering. But as I was wondering, speaking about the same man, Sibiya is very, I don't know who advised him. So Sibiya, if you look at Sibiya, after the allegation from the 6th of, that was made on the 6th of July, 2025, it was on a Sunday at around about 10:38 when the press briefing started, made by General Mkhwanazi. When you listen to, or if you have listened to, or looked at his reaction right there, he went on an attack mood to Ulo, or against Mkhwanazi. He was on an attack. He went as far as saying Mkhwanazi is disrespectful. He was on Newsroom Africa. He does not take instructions and all of that. So he was on an attack. I don't know, maybe he realized that the attack is not working. Now he's changing and is trying to be the bigger person in this picture by apologizing in the name of the South African Police Service. And I expect that will never work. It is something that you should have used it from the beginning. Not that now you change your approach. Now you are coming from an apologetic point of view. The South African Police Service being brought into disrepute. You should have started by that from the beginning. Not to change tune in between. He said it here.
I want to say to the people of South Africa, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. I apologize for what we've all been put through. As much as I want to react or to respond, I'm advised to act also with restraint. We apologize that as the top management of the South African Police Service, we behaved the way we behaved. But I've got full trust on the inquiry, that the inquiry will really reveal the truth. All of us will get a chance to present ourselves. It is my prayer that everyone be encouraged to act with restraint. Mm-hmm. Any other thing must come to a standstill, must stop. and allow the commission to do its work. But anybody who goes, try to tamper with evidence or any witness of the commission, those are the people that actually must be asked to stay at home.
So, speaking about Sibiya, I am really of the view that the changes in his approach, it won't work. From the beginning, Sibiya shouldn't have responded as quick as he did. The first thing that Sibiya should have done was to listen to the allegation, get other people to help him dissect everything that is happening, and get other people to help him respond. Because there are people who are not as emotionally involved or affected as he. So he is most likely to make mistakes. So he did it. Went on an attack, and then he lied on those attacks, or during those attacks. He told us that the letter Vele was not signed by the minister, was signed by the commissioner. And then, boom, the commissioner says, I've never signed a letter, and then we get a proof. So no matter what you are trying to do now, we already have things against you already, and you put yourself on those on such position. So don't expect us to side with you because you put yourself. You should have relaxed from the beginning, and then take the stand that you are taking now. At least you would have been in a better position. Speaking about the stand that you have taken, so is he then getting investigated or not? Well, look, Parliament speaking about it, they said something very interesting. They said that Mkhwanazi should continue arresting people. They are saying there's no legal thing. This was said in Parliament. They are saying there's nothing legally that stops him from arresting people, even though there is an inquiry that has been announced, but there is nothing that stops him from arresting Abu Sibiya. It's not me, it is people in Parliament.
General Mkhwanazi must continue with the criminal investigation, must arrest people that he must arrest. I think we must make it clear, Chair, that the fact that there is a judicial commission of inquiry, that does not insulate people from being arrested tomorrow. The point must be clear, that the fact that there is this inquiry is not an insulation that, okay, I'm on holiday now. No, there's no holiday. So I'm saying the committee must make it clear that the Mkhwanazi must arrest people tomorrow, the next day, and all of that. And we must supervise what Mkhwanazi is doing. As this committee must come here, give regular reports so that we can give him all the support he needs.
Now, so people are saying, a member of EFF is saying, if you dare, you touch Mkhwanazi, you are touching us. Mkhwanazi is us and we are Mkhwanazi. Well, let me repeat this one. If you dare touch Mkhwanazi, just know that we share the same sentiment that is out there, that if you touch him, hell will break loose. It's not me, it's them. In other words, there is an understanding that the ANC wants to touch Mkhwanazi. You listen to the Minister of Police that will be appointed. The Minister of Police said that he was going to deal with the Mkhwanazi. He's going to sit with the Mkhwanazi, okay? Well, the EFF spoke about touching Mkhwanazi. Here.
The mere fact that people are on the streets before anything happens, it is a ticking time bomb. Should anything happen to Mkhwanazi, I want to second the very notion and the sentiment that this country will see fire. Madiba is no longer here to quench the fire that could have happened when Chris Hani died. General Mkhwanazi is us. We are General Mkhwanazi.
Let's go to the last part now. But before we jump into the last part, I wanted to talk to you about the following. So there is a sentiment on the ground that we know that Mkhwanazi have upset the wrong people We know from the beginning that the ANC can pretend all day long, but they are not happy with what Mkhwanazi have done. They just don't like to vocalize it in public, but we know that they are not happy. So we are expecting, I'm myself included, we are expecting something to happen to Mkhwanazi, either in a form of media attack, form of arrest, in a form of anything, but we are expecting that something will happen to Mkhwanazi. And I'm telling you that we are expecting something. There's something that's going to happen to him, or they want to do to him. We know they are not happy. We know. We have heard the minister, the incoming minister of police, who now is voicing unhappiness. So we know they are not happy with Mkhwanazi. With that being said, the former Western Cape provincial commissioner has stood up and said, listen, in defense of Mkhwanazi, I support him.
He formed a political task team. And there's no reason why it should be disbanded. I can tell you now, because there are still political killings and there will be in the next election. Because the systemic drivers of those issues haven't been addressed. Now, it gets disbanded irrationally, and he correctly came out, and I support. Correctly, but not internally according to the methods that we subscribe to. But I support him. But you ought to be more concerned that the general steps out and does this. Now, what is the response here? Now, one of the things, I don't believe in this commission of inquiries, but with respect, if you believe in it, it's your prerogative to believe in it. I believe, like in C4, which I am part, we argued that the shortest route that has proved something in the past is the parliamentary inquiry, because it makes the process more public and it makes it more observable, and you can make demands on the process, on the results. You can't do that if you are putting everything in the hands of a judge who's going to tell you a story 6 months later. The second thing about that problem is, some of these are criminal allegations. Do you think a police officer implicated is going to stand in a commission of inquiry under oath and testify and implicate himself while knowing full well that a criminal investigation is going to come out of this? No, because it will be in his right to say, no, I'm not going to talk here, because it will prejudice me later. So those things don't work. Let me explain. Technically, it doesn't work. That's why nothing results from it. Because sometimes you discredit a potential witness in a process before the call, before it ever results in a criminal investigation, then it's useless for the criminal investigation.
All right. So now, having said everything that we said, having done everything that I did, the plan was to share with you what is currently happening, to share with you what is now going to shape our reality going forward. The fact of the matter is the story continues to give us something to think about, something to work upon. The story of Mkhwanazi and the allegations that he has made. Now, for now, I want to pause here. There's more to talk about so far as Mkhwanazi is concerned. There's really more to talk about, but I don't want to talk about all of those things now in this one video. We'll talk more about. There's more. Like I mean it when I say there's more to talk about. But I will definitely see you guys on the next episode. But until that next episode, good people, please take care.